How will you be celebrating Halloween during this pandemic? Same way I celebrate every night. Try to take over the world. Excellent idea, brain. I'm going to dress up in my Renaissance clothes and pull a wagon around the neighborhood shouting, "Bring out your dead." Apostrophe. I'm not dead. I can't take him like that. It's against regulations. Get some red contacts and go to work as if nothing's wrong. LOL would be more effective. If you still wore them days after Halloween, you'd freak people out. Same as every year. Virgin sacrifice followed by vampire orgy. I assume you're on Reddit to recruit people for both. The virgins here would upset my masters. They like virgins who at least would have had a chance to get laid. Put treats in individual snack baggies on a table on my front lawn. I will replenish in between groups. I'm encouraging my neighbors to do this too. Baggies of candy on the lawn. Lining the sidewalk. Homie hour is 6 feet away at their home/front doors. Also, we will have a costume parade for the young kiddos at a set time. All groups staying 6 feet apart. Just walking a set path in a circuit around the neighborhood. Shutting off all the lights. Ignoring the doorbell. And watching a movie. Same. I was considering giving out candy. But nah. It seems like most people aren't planning on taking their kids out anyway in my area. I won't be throwing candy from 6 feet away. Though that could be kinda funny. Candy. Oh, piece of candy. Indeed. Hopefully by being scary/weird for the poor kids on our street who have been cooped up for 6 months and deprived of a social life. I don't know if we are handing out candy because COVID, etc. But we are going to try to make it special for the little folk somehow. That's the spirit. Pun intended. Close bracket. We are going to copy something I saw in another thread. A guy decorated a length of PVC pipe and attached it to the handrails along his front steps, angled down toward the sidewalk. He can shoot candy down the tube and kids can put their buckets under the pipe and catch it. Hands free. I can't wait. That is freaking awesome. Last year my friends had a table of themed mini rubber ducks and kids came by and could pick their favorite. It wasn't candy, but it was a good surprise. This is the first time in a long time that it'll actually be cool on Halloween in my area. Plus we are going to have a full moon. So, roasting marshmallows over a fire pit, a movie screen and projector set up outside in the edge of the woods, with a marathon of paranormal activity movies playing. Homemade hot cocoa kept warm in a crock pot. My fiance and I curled up under a blanket, snuggling while watching the movies. Where do you plug in the crock pot? Are there electrical outlets in your woods? If so, that changes my entire opinion of camping. I live in a rural area. The woods come up to within 10 feet of the back of my house. And I do mean woods. It's almost 2 miles of nothing but woods behind my house. We just run an outdoor drop cord out the bedroom window to plug stuff up. Like I always do. Not at all. It's the day before my mum's birthday. So TBH we're usually focused on her. We don't get trick-or-treaters normally. Top of a hill. Minimal lighting. No proper pavement. So we pretty much ignore it. Happy mom birthday! Exclamation mark. Dressed as a doctor, gotta optimize that mask money. I'm thinking mad scientist. I've got all the PPE already. Every day is Halloween with masks on. Like I always do, stay at home and give out 2-week-old apples. What? Exclamation mark. So you're that neighbor? Exclamation mark. Depends, do you live in Ireland? By putting on my Umbrian Onishi and watching over the garden wall. Nightmare Before Christmas ECT. With my cat. And a horror movie. Ideally a shitty one. So I could laugh at it. Turning off all the lights and pretending not to be home. Per usual. At home eating candy. All the candies. Him going to be staying the duck inside because Halloween 2020 also happens to be the night of a blue moon, and given this year's track record, I don't want to see what that means. A lot of howling. God, I wish. Same as last year. Sit at home and play GTA. Dress up like a plague doctor. A dentist? What in? Plague doctors are just doctors with cool freakish masks. Doing homework? Probably. But if I had the money to make/buy a good costume and the time to actually do something with it, I'd dress up as the hunter from Bloodborne and get a fake sword. Then I'd get on my roof and watch the trick-or-treaters from above. You have about 7 weeks. Come up with a game plan and make it happen. In my bed, watching YouTube and eating takis. Maybe read some Lovecraft horror later. Perform a ritual or something later. Nice. Takis are a good touch. Nothing. Just like every year. I'm due on October 28th. So cuddling my newborn. But really am hoping he will be born the night of a Halloween. Fun fact. If your kiddo ends up getting into Legos Ninjago series later on, the version of Halloween they made up called Day of the Departed is on the due date, depending on the region. Probably by watching scary movies with my girlfriend. So, the homemade dirty movies you made with her with the lights on. Maybe. My favorite holiday. I used to decorate the scariest house in the neighborhood, but you're supposed to stop when your own kid is like 30. So, don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Pandemic killed my plans. I'm hoping trick or treating is a big thing again next year. A long time ago me and some family used to set up a haunted house every year for Halloween and hand out candy while scaring the shit out of everyone. I wanted to revive it this year in my new town. But doesn't look like that's gonna happen this year. Hopefully next year. This year I guess I'll just binge classic horror. It will be my husband's and my first Halloween in our first home. We always do Halloween big, and I'm sad that COVID has ruined this too. However, if I build it, maybe it'll draw some brave families out. Hopefully the clowns, zombies, creepy mannequins, dungeon and spooky graveyard in the front yard will entice some of the neighborhood kiddos. We'll be masked and socially distant, of course. If all that fails, well, my husband and I were just going to take a huge dose of mushrooms and enjoy the spooky blue harvest moon. Same as last year, watching Halloween stuff on TV while piling candy I bought at a store into my face. It's those tiny ones in the tiny wrapping. I'll actually have it off this year and my youngest sister wants to have a mini party with just the siblings. As my family are the only ones I'm accepting invitations from right now and I regularly see them anyways. I'm taking her up on it. Ilrona might get drunk, watch some horror movies, and hit Target the next day to clear out their candy section. Looks like the Zoom call is getting a spooky background. My husband and I live with my parents. We are throwing a little party for the household with Halloween themed treats and costumes. Sitting alone at home watching YouTube. Same procedure as every year. Well, Halloween is my birthday, so I will probably invite a few family members over to celebrate that. And later I'm going to watch some horror movies. Probably nothing. My apartment complex doesn't allow trick-or-treaters, so I won't have any visitors. I also don't think our mayor is going to allow trick-or-treating this year, which sucks a lot for the kids, because it was always my favorite thing to do for a holiday growing up. But safety is an especially big thing this year. I'm torn between making my kids all dress up as doctors, gloves, masks, hand sanitizer, and saying, fuck it, if you want candy, we can go to the store. Apostrophe. Same as always, why not? I'm building a dummy and putting one of my Ring cameras inside of its face. The dummy will have a bowl of candy, and as children come up to the porch, I'm going to scream at them through my camera. Me and my best friend will be doing the same thing we do every Halloween, marathoning the best of the Halloween franchise. Still staying at home, but maybe watch a horror film. Dressing up the kids and taking them trick-or-treating. Duh. Probably digging out my Sherpa-lined black hooded cloak and going walking around town. It's like wearing the world's best blanket, but it's only socially acceptable to wear on Halloween and during fires. Jumping out at teenagers while wearing a Kirk mask and a mechanic's uniform. AHH. The simple things in life. My birthday is the day after Halloween, so I always spend part of Halloween baking my birthday cake, but maybe also playing spooky video games, or spoopy ones, when the spooky ones are too scary. The same way I've done it in recent years. Stay in my room while trick-or-treaters come to the door while watching Halloween movies. binge eating candy while watching Hocus Pocus with my little sister. I will dress up as a slutty gypsy and go ask my neighbor if he'd like his fortune read. If he just so happens to say yes, his fortune for that Halloween will be to get duckle mayo. I'll buy a big bag of candy and sit around and see if any kids show up. When they don't, I'll eat the big bag of candy, probably by midnight. Go to work like every year and watch a horror marathon with the girl. Turn on the sprinklers when the kids come. Bye bye corona. Maybe actually stay home and give out candy if they even come around. Me and my siblings are gonna dress like Emmas, buy 2 party-sized pizzas, a shit ton of candy, and play video games. Scaring people saying 104.7 temperature isn't that bad, right? When people open the door. I never celebrated Halloween in the first place. Why? Religion reasons. Having a Halloween party at my aunt's house. Family events are one of the top covered spreaders. Be careful. Edit. Extended family. Not in the same household. It'll be in my bedroom making no noise and pretending I don't exist. Like everything else this year, in my house on Zoom. The same way I do every year, sitting in bed and watching the Hocus Pocus marathon on freeform. Same as always, watching Netflix with the outside lights off. Probably sit in my bed and watch a ton of scary movies. Dress up and hang out with a couple of friends. Probably have a small party and bake a cake with spooky toppings for all of us. It's Halloween, so horror is the theme. Give the kids some crap and once they try to trick you, feel threatened and end them. Thought that said, eat them for a second. The method is up to you. Dress up and ninjas. Alone. Imonk also working probably. Move his family and candy. Watching over the garden wall and wearing as many Halloween themed things as possible. Amazing like always, you know. Gonna stay inside. Imaging a private Halloween party. Hopefully among friends/strangers. Halloween is the perfect time to socialize during a pandemic, since nobody will be upset about having to wear a mask. Like any other Halloween, putting houses trick or treating and going to haunted houses. How else should you be celebrating Halloween? Lol. Drinking an entire bottle of red wine, watching Trick or Treat, and eating a corn dip recipe. My Halloween tradition. 1 can of Fiesta corn. 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. 1/2 cup of mayo plus 1/2 cup of sour cream. As many diced jalapenos, green and red peppers as you want. 375 for 45 minutes. Eat with fritto corn scoops. Recipe changed my life. The same way I do every night. Pinky, by trying to stay away from the world. I haven't the last 3 years. Why would I this year? I used to love Halloween. Stress and depression suck, man. Scary movie marathon and spooky cocktails. Also probably a lot of candy. More than likely eat or outdoor restaurant where I can dress up. Watch Young Frankenstein. Eat candy and popcorn. And have hot apple cider, virgin for the family, with whiskey for me. In church praying Pumpkin Man will no longer be president in 3 days. Gonna just buy some candy and watch movies. Might play some games. In a mask. Answer the door dressed as a plorge doctor, handing out masks and candy of course. Cousin is hosting a small outdoor activity and decorating car trunks as houses event. Attendees are my nieces and nephew, about 12 kids. Hopefully get invited to a virtual Halloween party so I don't have to go anywhere and dress up. Halloween is cancelled here. I'll be watching scary movies for the month of October until I can't take it anymore or start to feel homicidal. It's an annual tradition. I will go to the dollar store, buy the candy aisle, and pig out while watching Christmas movies because I can. It'll be hiding out in the mountains. No Halloween for me. Dunno if our town will be cancelling or not yet. I'm celebrating it 365 times a year. That's how much I love Halloween. If not trick or treating, then probably at a friend's house or at home. Eat candy and play video games. Probably a party or some. I will be playing TF2. Watching 80s horror movies probably. I'm not a big 80s guy, but man did they have great cheesy horror and regular horror. Him dressing up with 2 other friends as the witches from Hocus Pocus, because we're all gay witches from the 1800s. Him gonna be merry. It's a Saturday. I'm a server. Working. I haven't done anything for Halloween since 3rd grade, so this year I have an extra reason to do nothing. Staying home and playing Watch Dogs Legion when it releases. Make an army of skeletons in the front yard, just for the hell of it. Not. My small friend group and I are going to dress up and play a long ass game of D&D. Sacrifice the blood of a demon to our Lord and Slayer. Buying cheap candy the day after. The same way I have celebrated since I was 10. Buy a bag of Halloween candy and eat half of it by myself while watching YouTube or playing games. Me and my mom are gonna wear matching Halloween costumes and just chill and eat candy all day. I'm going to try to hand out candy outside wearing gloves and a mask, maybe as part of the costume. I think it's safe if it's quick and outdoors with masks on. It spreads through the air, so I think prolonged indoor exposure is a risk. No parties for me, but I still want kids to have a Halloween if we can do it safely. That's kinda where I'm at too. It's supposed to snow that night where I live, but I have lots of safety gear and I think, unless a kid sneezes on my face, I should be safe. Note to self: don't kneel down to talk to cute kiddos. I'm over this year. I can image kids having candy slingshotted at them. Slingshot Jolly Ranchers to the kids. Sitting home depressed because it's the day my sister died. And to add to it, last year my cousin got killed in a car accident on Halloween. I won't. No. Oh wait, NVM, I'm gonna buy a shit ton of candy and eat it. Dressing in old-fashioned plague masks / robes. Dress up as the Grim Reaper and walk around the neighborhood. But if I get caught, time to run. I'm going to put out a folding table at the curb with some pre-bagged treats and some water bottles, all spaced apart on the table so that they can be grabbed without touching everything. If any of the neighbors walk by, they can take some. I honestly don't anticipate any trick-or-treaters, but a lot of my neighbors' walking routes pass my house, and with lockdown people have been taking a lot of walks. Most of my neighbors are sleepy old folks who keep to themselves, but there are a few households with kids. We'll see if anyone takes the treats. Personally, I won't be dressing up or going out at all. Might video chat with some of my extended family to see the kids' jet-ups if they have them this year. Handy hint: make a sign saying all the bags are the same, or kids are gonna go through them looking for the good stuff. Dress up as the virus. I'll dress up as Sexy 4C and challenge you to a fight. I'm in college, so for every Zoom class in October I'll be wearing a different costume. Just something fun to brighten the day. I will probably just hand out candy and watch scary movies. Maybe dress up at work. Throwing a home Halloween party for just us and the kids with Halloween themed food, full decorations, Halloween themed games, and movies. Probably by eating a bag of candy. Every day is Halloween. Hazmat suit with a NBC gas mask, go out, never get sick. Going to my friend's house and take and eat edibles. I'm going to wear my Jason Voorhees costume and do a lot of loitering at night. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.